The desert had a way of swallowing sound, but even the silence seemed to quiver with Clara Hinsley's fading whisper. Please, just make it quick. Sam Bridger had never heard a voice break quite like that. Tin, fried, nearly carried off by the wind as to the desert, each leaf wanted to claim it. The lantern hanging from the barn beam swung uneasily, its glow slicing through shadows and revealing the trembling outline of the woman slumped against a mound of hay. Clara's riding dress, on a scream white, was ripped along the side where a dark patch of blood had seeped through the fabric. Her breathing came in uneven pulses, as if each inhale required more strength than a cold gutter. And the look in her eyes, not fear alone, but exhaustion edged with despair, sent a cold, killing dread through Sam's chest. He had found her by pure accident. A little before dusk, when the horizon burned orange and red, Sam had been checking the fence lines. That is when he saw a riderless smar, reins dragging, stumbling across the scrap like it had outrun the devil. And hanging half of the saddle, gripping the worn letter horn with the last shreds of strength, was Clara Hensley. Sam had only met the girl twice, once at the general store, once in church. She always carried herself with quiet dignity. Reserved, polite, not the kind of soul to go courting trouble. But today, trouble had chased her until she bailed. Had carried her into his barn because dragging her across the main house floor felt too rough for a woman already close to collapsing. And now, looking at her skin almost ghost pale, her hair matted with dust, her fingers shaking, Sam realized just how grave her situation was. "You're Sophie here," he murmured, lowering himself to one knee. "Just hold on a bit longer." Her head tilted, eyes glassy yet locked onto his. "Sophie," she whispered. A strained breath left her lips, half low, half wince. Known as Sophie from him. Sam stiffened. Was him. Clara swallowed hard, but her voice wavered. "He'll come. He always comes." Sam's jaw clenched. The desert wind wailed along the creaks of the barn walls as if punctuating her warning. Somewhere outside, a coyote yipped, followed by silence. Heavy silence. Clara's trembling hand reached for Sam's shot, gripping it with surprising urgency. "Promise em," her voice cracked. "Promise you won't let him take em back." Sam didn't jive promises lightly. Not anymore. Had learned long ago that promising meant bending your soul to an outcome, and when you failed, the weight of that broken vow didn't fade. But the desperation in her eyes wasn't something he could ignore. "I'll do everything in my power," he said carefully. Her fingers tightened weakly. "Not enough," she whispered. "He has men, guns, influence. If he walks into the sheriff's office, they stand and salute. You don't understand." Sam's gaze dropped to the wound on her side. It wasn't deep, but it was ugly, jagged, bleeding sluggishly, and definitely not self-inflicted. He eased her fingers away gently but firmly. "First things first. We stop the bleeding." He grabbed a strip of linen from an old crate and pressed it against her side. She gasped, body arching with pain. "I know," Sam said quietly. "Just keep still." As he worked, the story began to piece itself together in his mind. A powerful man, influence with the law, a woman running for her life, a wound that looked suspiciously like someone had tried to drag her from her horse. Clara sucked in a breath, trembling. "Sam, if he finds em here, he'll kill you. Then he'll drag em back like em cattle." Sam didn't respond, not verbally. But something stilled inside him. A quiet, burning resolve he hadn't felt in years. When he finished bending the makeshift bandage, Clara slumped into the hay, exhausted. Sam rose, and walked to the corner of the barn he swore had never returned to. There, beneath a pile of old faded sacks and cracked saddle litters, lay a withered plank of wood. Sam knelt, hooked his fingers beneath it, and lifted. A hidden compartment revealed itself. Clara's gaze, foggy as it was, tracked the machine. Confusion flickered through her expression. Then fear, real fear. Sam, what is that? Sam didn't answer. He reached down and lifted out the tin box. Heavy, worn, stained with the sands of years he wished he could forget. He had buried it after he swore to leave that part of his life behind. But Clara's life was now tangled in threads that left him no choice. He unwrapped the oilcloth. Clara's broadcoat. Her eyes widened, even as her hands weakly tried to push herself upright. "Why," she rasped, voice barely rising. "Why do you have that?" Sam stared at the weapon resting in the cloth. The metal, though old, still carried a certain dark gleam. He checked the chamber, loaded it with a practiced flick he hadn't pushed in what felt like 10 years, and finally looked up. "Because sometimes," he said quietly, "the past is the only thing sharp enough to cut through the present." Lightning flashed in the distance, lighting up the creeks between the barn boards. A low rumble followed, too deep to be the storm alone. Hoofbeats, far off, but growing steadily louder. Clara's breathing quickened. "Has found him." Sam stood, tucking the weapon into his belt. Then he pulled another loaded piece from the box and tucked it into his boot. His voice dropped low, steady. "Stay low. Don't move unless I tell you." Clara nodded weakly, but panic flashed in her eyes as the hoofbeats multiplied. 3 riders. No, 4. The rhythmic thundering shook the ground in a way that prickled the back of Sam's neck with old, unwelcome memories. The barn door rattled. Then a fist slammed against the wood. "Bridger," a voice roared. Thick, cruel, confident in the way only a man who had never been told no could sound. "Bring her out. She belongs to him." Sam stepped forward, placing himself between Clara and the door. He rested his hand on the outlaid weapon. His voice came out calm. "Controlled. I don't recall anyone belonging to you." Another slam rattled the door on its hinges. "You've got 3 seconds, rancher. Then we take her and burn your damn barn down if we have to." Sam exhaled honest, slowly. Then he reached for the latch. And, for the first time in 10 long years, prepared to do the unthinkable.